I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, December the 15th, 2014. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu arrived in Rome today to meet with U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry. The two leaders were set to discuss the resolution that last night the Palestinians announced they plan to present to the UN Security Council this Wednesday. Before leaving Israel today, Netanyahu addressed the resolution, which will reportedly call for the recognition of a Palestinian state and for a deadline for Israeli withdrawal from the West Bank, likely within 2 years. The Prime Minister said, in a reality in which Islamic terror is spreading its branches to every corner of the globe, we will rebuff every effort that will bring this terror into our own home. He said Israel would not accept attempts to dictate to us unilateral moves on a limited timetable. After meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister today, Kerry will fly to London tomorrow to meet with Chief Palestinian negotiator Saeb Erekat and Arab League Chief Nabil al-Arabi. Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet, announced today that it had arrested several Palestinians over the last few months on suspicion of planning to carry out terror attacks in Israel. One of the 5 suspects arrested is Yasmin Sha'aban, a 31-year-old Palestinian woman from Jenin who was going to hide explosives in her clothing while disguised as a pregnant Jewish woman and carry out a suicide bombing in the Tel Aviv area. Sha'aban was planning on entering Israel by getting an entry visa into the country for medical reasons. The suspects arrested also confessed to planning additional attacks, including planning to kidnap an IDF soldier. Israel's cabinet officially confirmed Major General Gadi Eisenkot as the 21st IDF Chief of the General Staff yesterday. Eisenkot, who is a veteran IDF commander, succeeds Lieutenant General Benny Gantz. He will assume the new role on February the 15th of 2015. Germany says it will help fund 4 new warships for the Israeli Navy. German paper Bild am Sonntag reported on Sunday that Berlin had earmarked up to 115 million euros for the corvette warships, which are made by German firm ThyssenKrupp, under an agreement signed with Israel last month. The contract still needs to be approved by the German Parliament's Budget Committee. Director of the Religious Action Center for Reform Judaism, Rabbi David Saperstein, was confirmed by the U.S. Senate on Friday as Ambassador at Large for International Religious Freedom. U.S. President Barack Obama nominated Saperstein to the position in July, and a Senate vote Friday confirmed it. The rabbi has been the director and chief legal counsel of the RAC for over 30 years. He will be the 4th person and the first non-Christian to serve in the post, which was formed in 1998. Its role is to monitor religious persecution and discrimination across the world and recommend and implement policies and develop programs to promote religious freedom. President of the Union for Reform Judaism, Rabbi Rick Jacobs, said of Saperstein, he will continue to agitate for justice. He will continue to be a rodef shalom, a pursuer of peace. He will continue to defend the widow and the orphan and the stranger. David, he said, simply does not know another way. The trustees of the Rabbinical College of America will honor Israel's ambassador to the U.S., Ron Dermer, tonight. Dermer is being recognized at the RCA's National Founders Dinner for his work in promoting positive relations between Israel and the U.S. Dermer was born in the United States and made Aliyah to Israel, where he worked as a senior advisor to Prime Minister Netanyahu, also as Israel's economic envoy to the U.S. He replaced Ambassador Michael Oren as Israel's ambassador to the U.S. last summer. The mayor of Paris, Anne Hidalgo, will take part in a Hanukkah ceremony there. Hidalgo will light the 3rd candle during a public ceremony organized by the Women's International Zionist Organization this Thursday. The municipality of Paris will also host an exhibition on Jewish-Arab coexistence over the Hanukkah celebrations. WITZO chairwoman Rivka Lazovsky said such a time of growing anti-Semitism and hatred of Israel in Europe and Paris in particular, the sponsorship provided by the city of Paris is an important message against violence and expressing support for Israel. And the parents of slain Jewish journalist Steven Sotloff will light a public menorah in Miami in his memory. Sotloff was beheaded by a member of the Islamic State in September. His parents, Arthur and Shirley Sotloff, will light the first candle of Hanukkah Tuesday night at the Chabad Center in Miami, where Stephen grew up. Arthur Sotloff told Chabad.org that the Maccabees fought for Judaism and Steve fought for the values they endowed us with. Miami Chabad Center's Rabbi Yossi and Nechama Harlig said it was appropriate to honor Stephen in this way as someone who sought to bring a little more light and truth to the world. And turning now to our programming for tonight, Monday, December the 15th. At 8 o'clock, journalist and author Bret Stephens and author Giddy Greenstein discuss American foreign policy at a program of the Jewish Week and American Friends of Tel Aviv University at the Kaufman Music Center in New York City. And then at 9 tonight, Jeremy Ben-Ami, founder and executive director of J Street, talks to Mark Golub about the issues that make the organization so controversial. That's on L'chaim at 9. And that's tonight on JBS and jbstv.org. And that's the JBS News Update from Monday, December the 15th, 2014. I'm Teisha Bader.